What an FA Cup quarterfinal that turned out to be between Arsenal and Sheffield United. Shaka Hislop joined me for this one, Shaka, because judging by the first half and majority of the second half, it wasn't looking like it was going to be a good game, but injury time is when it all went down. Arsenal, though, are the ones through to the semi-finals. Shaka, just given the performance that we saw and we have been seeing from Arsenal, the fact that they're through to the semi-finals now of this FA Cup, has it helped to at least quell some of the criticism, you think?
No, not an awful lot. I like most people, wasn't quite sure what to expect from Arsenal coming into this one. I felt that Sheffield United would put up more of a fight. My criticism around Arsenal continues to be that unless things are going entirely their own way, they just don't seem to have an answer. They don't have the kind of mentality, probably don't have the players that will just roll up their sleeves and grind out a win, an ugly win, if that's what is called for. And I expected that to be needed against Sheffield United, given what we'd seen from Sheffield United before the shutdown. But ever since then, Sheffield United haven't looked like themselves, and we'll discuss that. But as a result, Arsenal get the result only just, but not overly convincing in doing so either.
Overall, then, if Arsenal do get a run, say, to the final of this FA Cup, do you think it would be enough to, quote-unquote, I suppose, save their season and help probably some of the problems that we have been seeing, not just on the pitch, but off of the pitch too for Arsenal?
Well, I'm not sure if save the season is the term I would use, and it all kind of comes down to your own definitions. But it certainly would give Arsenal and more importantly, Mikel Arteta, a foundation to build on for next season. Because for as much as we think of Arteta and lauded his coming in at Arsenal, a lot of the same issues still exist and continue to persist. So maybe winning the FA Cup changes something about that club's mentality and gives Mikel Arteta a little bit more of a platform, of a foundation to do the work that he needs to, either it's with one-on-one with his squad, the individuals in that team, or probably more importantly with the boardroom. But I still think even if somehow they go on and win this FA Cup, we look back on Arsenal's seasons on the season in totality and rightly be critical.
Now let's talk about some of the specifics that we did see in the game, so to speak. Like I said yesterday for Manchester United's game against Norwich, it wasn't pretty. Probably one to forget for Man United, but they got the job in the end. Arsenal had a lot of things to forget. You know, their defensive frailties, especially from set pieces. There was a penalty, though, that we saw in the first half. Shaka, what was your thoughts on that pen?
It was a penalty. It was a soft penalty, admittedly, but it was a penalty. Ball played in, clever ball, played into to Lacazette. His back to goal. He's standing 17 and a half yards away from goal. Why do you lunge in there? Why do you feel the need to nick the ball away from him? Keep him in position. You have him where you want him as well as you can hope. So I just thought that was poor defending, inexperienced defending from Sheffield United.
And then, like we said, Arsenal's defensive frailties, especially the ones from set pieces, Shaka. How worrying is this for Mikel Arteta? Is it probably the number one thing on his list that he needs to address going into next season?
Oh, goodness. I don't know what's number one on a long and lengthening list for Mikel Arteta. So set pieces just adds to it. Where it falls on that list, I don't know, just given how many issues they continue to have. But it was a concern. And Sheffield United had a goal ruled out for offside. Mm-hmm. Correctly so, no question. But had those players kind of kept themselves on side and Sheffield United taking the lead at home, who knows what conversation we'll be having right now. That's just how thin the margins are for Arsenal right now. After that, defending the corners against Sheffield United, defending the long throws, Arsenal continue to seem floundering for answers. And even worse, they then kick the ball into each other. That sets up McGregor for the equaliser at 1-1. Like I say, sometimes when you need players just to roll their sleeves up, take responsibility, be a little bit ugly about what they're doing, Arsenal always seem to come up short, always seem to give the opposition an opportunity.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.